Hello, this is Carmen with Tonari. Today I'm going to give you a walkthrough from the beginning to the end of Tomoko Discovery. So we're going to start off with going to the dashboard. So and you go there by going to discovery.tomokotech.com, and I mark this here. We're putting our username in there, our password, click login. To get started with Tomoko and to capture evidence, you need to first create a case, and we're doing this right now. And let's set one up and let's call it, this case is about Tim Hutton. And the reference ID, which can be a matter or something like that, is 001 XAQ. And the subject is, in this case, is again Tim Hutton. And here you can select between individual or organization. So we select an individual. We have no subject notes. We just say we know he is an actor. Date of incident, let's say it is an accident or something else that occurred. This is the time. Date of incident, let's say it's the 2nd, and we have that. Is anybody responsible for the payment? I hope there is, but we're just going to blame it on my wife, and she is supposed to pay for it. The requester, whoever is the requester, let's say it's again her. I'm going to put this here. When is that due? So we're supposed to have it done in a short while. And then who's the lead investigator? I pick myself. Here you can pick, if you're the administrator, you can pick whoever you want here. So, and then assign the case to them. But in this case, you would be then the administrator in this case. Now I click create. And here we have our first case. From here on, we can do a quick click and just check it out and look what is in here. We have the subject. So if we need another subject in there, we click create subject, and then we put the subject name in here, and then any notes that we have. Or if it's an organization, we put, for example, BMW or something like this in there. Now here on top, you have all the information that you put in there. So that you put in the beginning in there. Down here is the evidence button. This is where we collect the evidence. This is where everything goes into. History, what we have done so far. And then user, if you want to assign an additional user to that case, we could just assign another person, click add to this case, and he or she is being added to this case. Now I'm going to go back and we're going to start collecting some evidence. So I already have a Facebook account for Tim Hutton. So I'm just going to take this whole URL. I put this down here. This is my regular browser, but now I'm going to go to Tomoko Discovery, to the capture tool itself. I open this up. I put my username in there, my password. Click login. I'm making this a little bit bigger for you. So now it brings me to our home page. Now I'm going to start, first off, if I do something on Facebook, I go to facebook.com. But remember, you can do anything from here. You can go to any website and start the capturing process. So let's say I want to go to CNN. I'm just going to go to CNN and I can start the capturing process. Now, one thing to remember is also if you want to do a full capture, and here, remember on the side here, you have the web capture, a full capture, a visible capture, and then you have the camera functions in there. So for a full capture, you always need to scroll down all the way down to the end of the page. I'm doing this here with this page here, for example. And then you would click this button here, and then it would start the capturing process. So I start again. I want to capture the first page here, the whole page. To do a full capture, I need to select full capture, video recording none. Then I go over here, scroll down all the way down. If I'm at the end of the page, I select this button here, the camera button. I click on it, and now it's capturing. So at completion, it will show this window here now. In this window, we will be able to see how it actually looked, what we captured, which we can see here now. I'm scrolling up and down slowly. If we would have done a video as well, it would show up in here, but now it's of course empty. Now we go back to the details. Here's the timestamp, the source URL, and here we have our case. So we're going to pick Tim Hutton, which was the name of our case, and the subject was, again, in this case, for us, Tim Hutton. And now we're just going to make something up. We're going to say Tim Hutton on CNN. And internal nodes and external nodes are here. Internal nodes can stay with you. The external nodes, so if you, for example, you export the case later on and want to submit it as evidence to a prosecutor or somebody else, these external nodes will be in there. The internal nodes will not be in there. So you can write more things in the internal nodes, and the external nodes stay on subject, and you don't write a textbook like. So internal nodes are going to write here now, for example, um, we assume, or we believe that it is Tim Hutton on this article at CNN. It's CNN. And here we can just say, we pretty much could say the same, but believe would probably not really, probably not really the right word. So we would say here, for example, we identified a subject a subject that um, that matches two descriptive items of Tim Hutton, the person to be researched, the person that we research. You can also do like an NA, so not applicable. It is important to do it for court to write something in there, especially when you get a printout or something like this later on, so you can really read up. Because if you have a lot of evidence, it might get difficult on the way. So again, here we have the timestamp, source URL. Here we have the case name with the subject, the evidence title, the internal notes, and the external notes. And now if you want to save it on your desktop, let's say it's something really delicate and you do not want to, for whatever reason, not have it in the cloud, you're going to select Save Offline and it will be saved offline. Now I'm just going to save it in the cloud and I click this button and you see this little window. It will say now uploading evidence. You always need to have an internet connection, of course, to utilize the tool. So this takes a little bit depending on the upload speed. We're now at 8, 9, just a few seconds more. And here we go. You get another window. It says evidence has been saved to the server. It may take a few moments. So in a few moments, you will actually see the evidence in the cloud itself. Now I click OK. Now after I clicked OK, I can move on and do something else. Now we're going to go to Facebook. Oh no, let's do something else in the beginning too. Let's do the visible only. So now to do a full, we see now we can do everything. So it takes the whole page. A visible only means anywhere on this page we go to, and this is where we make the capture. So let's say we make the capture here. This is what it is. This is what we want to capture. Visible, none. I click the button and it makes a visible only capture. Capture is already done, by the way. Again, Timothy. Again here. And here we're just going to write paid partner content. Paid partner content. I am getting worse. Content. So now here we're going to write additional paid content. And then here we just write, in this case, we just do not applicable. So we don't have any external nodes. Again, you click here. Now you have only one image. You remember you had multiple ones. Now you have one. And video, you don't have anything. And this item is done as well. Now we're going to Facebook itself. So to go to Facebook and to do your investigation there, it's like a regular browser. You have to, of course, log into Facebook. So I'm already logged in here into Facebook. Now we're going to do the next thing. We want to do actually a couple of searches on Facebook. To do that, we click actually here on this little search icon. So on the Tomoko search part, we select Facebook searches and then select look up user ID. So it's going to be very important. Facebook searches, then look up user ID. Now here we put the username in there. And remember, I had already this URL. Let's see if I have it still in my thing. Yes, so we're going to go now to a Facebook page that we think is the one of Timothy Hutton. And so it's called Tarquin, I think, Hutton. I'm not probably not saying this right. But here's what we have on Timothy Hutton. So now we need to take the username, and the username is here at the end. Sometimes you won't see a name there, you will see a number, and that means that that person never set a username slash vanity URL. A person can change this at any time, so if you don't capture it and don't have the user ID, you will never find the account again, or you will have to search very hard for it. So we take the username, we copy it, and we place it in here. Now Facebook searches is selected, look up user ID, and then we put the username in there. Then we go down here and click the start button. Now you see the username in here, and here is the user ID actually. Now from here on, we're going to we conduct actually a couple of searches. I'm going to go right down here. Don't bother too much with these ones here. I'm going to bring you right away to the one that is for the person. Now, if you want to authenticate an account, you would actually go through all of the ones here now. So timeline, I'm not going to go to timeline, or you just pick, if you don't have the time and the manpower, you're just going to go for the most important evidence items that you have. So timeline, and you won't see much of a difference when you do the timeline here, but I have the timeline on here now, and we're just gonna be doing the timeline. And what I'm going to do is now I go back here, I select full capture, okay, video none, and let's start capturing his whole page pretty much. And I make this window bigger. You can do a full window, you can click here, or you make it smaller, so any way you want. I'm just gonna have it like this now. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have it like this. Maybe I have it like this. So we're gonna scroll down, so we're gonna do the full capture, and it's set here. We go back here, and now we're going to scroll down. It's just a little bit of a scroll here. So it's scrolled down, and now we're going to add the items to it. So we're going to say again, Tim Hutton case, Tim Hutton evidence. This is FB. I write Facebook. For Facebook, I usually write FB, FB timeline. Since it goes into that subject, I don't have to write much more. And then I write here the timeline, the Facebook timeline, Facebook timeline of Tim Hutton. Period. And then I could just do the same there, and I keep it very short. You can write a lot more if you want to. And then I'm looking here one more time. Did I do everything? Yes. And it went all the way down. As you can see, it gave me actually two pictures in this case. And it also gives you the source code, but the images are more like, for the folks that they don't look at the source code really. So I click here, the save button, and now it's uploading the evidence. And okay, now let's go to the next one now. We were here. Now let's go to places checked in. Let's see if we find anything unlikely. We actually did find something. I'm quite amazed. And the man goes to Safeway. Wow, okay. Interesting, interesting, interesting. And we do a capture here again. And remember, we had it already set. Here you could do a visible only if you want, but we just did it like this. So this is places checked in. So we're going to go again, Timothy Hutton again. Then FB, places checked in. Places Tim Hutton checked in on Facebook. Okay, I just gotta copy and paste this, and I just gotta put it over here. And I'm looking again. What did I capture? Captured that, and now I'm gonna click save. Okay, we know now that Tim Hutton, if this is the real Tim Hutton, is going to these places: Austin, Texas, Vancouver, and Safeway. Okay, that is interesting. Now we're going to go to maybe places liked. So what places did he actually like? And if you see this sign is, that means we couldn't find any information on it. So we're moving on. Pages liked. Let's see what he liked in pages. These are all the pages he liked. We're going to scroll down. Oh, it's not that much to scroll, so it ends early. And here we're going to click again this button here. And now we're at pages liked. Again, same thing. And you can name, of course, the case name can be different than the subject here. In this case, I just made it both the same. So pages liked, FB, pages liked. I suggest not to make the title too long. You will be running into issues if you make the title long, because remember in the beginning when you export the evidence, there will be the SHA-256 in there. So you will have a lot of characters here. In some cases, people will not be able to open it on Windows, and they need to apply a patch if they have like Windows 7 or Windows 8 or stuff like that. And it can even happen sometimes with Windows 10. Now the internal notes, so pages, Tim Hutton liked on Facebook. Period here. And I'm just gonna copy and paste this because I'm a little bit lazy. Okay, looking at it, what we got this here, details, and then I click save. Now that's done. Again, here you get the window. It says okay, so now it's going to be on the server. Now let's take a look what else we have here. So we have pages liked, photos by a user. Well, let's take a look at that. Of course, we didn't get anything. Now, photos liked. So these are the pictures that he liked. And now you are getting closer. So these are the pictures that he liked. Now, who would say is that? This looks like Robert Redford. So chances are that we have the right account are a big yes. Let's take a shot of that one here. And we have here we're going to go back now to visible only, but we can also do full capture. It won't make any difference here. So I'm just going to click on here. And then Tim Hutton, and now we're going to take a look. Is Tim Hutton in that picture? I don't know, but he liked that picture, but he's not in there. So this looks like Christmas Eve, Robert Redford's Christmas Eve. So FB Robert Redford, Redford, Robert Redford, post. So Robert Redford. Oh, December on December 26th, December 26th, 2016. What else do we write in there? Um, at Kyle, at Kyle, um, having dinner, having dinner, and I make a period here. And now the person who posted this was Jamie. Now let's say we're doing our investigation. We're going to take a look here. Okay, it is him. So we click save here. Now we really want to say, okay, we want to check out. First of all, we can click here and see the edit history. So what he was going to say, and he was so replete with party snubs and paper crowns. Okay. So that's what it ended up here too. But we could also click now quickly on Jamie and just take a look. Who is Jamie? So this is Jamie Redford. And Jamie Redford's Facebook is pretty wide open, which is quite interesting. Okay, so we got that. Now let's take a look. Who else liked this post? So, and we have 229 shares in here. So it's all the people that shared it. So love Swedish tradition. Here you will find actually more friends again and additional people, but it's kind of like a cool picture. I wonder if you won't probably find this online really. Here we go. Look at more things that we think are really like really authentic. This looks authentic, and most likely is authentic as well. Same here. And same here again. So we could capture that, but we're going to move on now. We had our fill with Robert Redford. Now we're going to go to the next one. Photos off. So let's see if we find anything photos off. Now, when we looked without, we wouldn't find a lot, but this is what we have with photos off. And let's see if he shared them. Most likely not, somebody else actually shared them. Again, somebody else took a picture and shared it. So, and this was December 9, 2006, and it tells you exactly where they went. So we're just going to take a picture of that too. Timothy Hutton, or Tim Hutton in this case. So we select case, subject, FB, Tim Hutton, and that's, or we could also write the date in here if we wanted. For example, we could write in there December 29, 2016. This is how it will look in your report. So you could also go by that. And if you want to just share a post, for example. So that would be a possibility too, sure. So then we're going to write the internal notes in here. And here we would write, for example, we could even copy that here. But let's say Tim Hutton Texas, in Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas. So I'm going to make a period here. I'm going to go over here. Same here, period here. Look at it, what I got. I got him. And now I'm going to save it offline. While we're at it, let's take a look and look at some more stuff. If we find anything more. Apps used, photos commented on. Let's see if there are any photos that he has commented on. Actually, he has commented on a couple of them. Actually, he has commented on this one here. So now let's take a look if we find him. Now here you see something that has a lot of scrolling. It will not scroll internally here because this is again an iframe. So it's not scrollable for Tomoko. So and pretty much not scrollable for any of the browsers. What you would have to do here is actually go here, go back here, do visible only. So let's do this together here. Visible only. We start here from the beginning. It ends at Terry. And so now, who are these people? If I wish they are two actors and I don't know who they are, but let's try. So, and I'm just going to write award ceremony, part 1. Oops. So, FB, award, shared, P for part 1, and that's it. Photo shared by, photo commented on, photo commented on by Tim Hutton. And so we do this, we copy this, throw it out here, and then we take a look. Okay, got it, and then we save it. Well, pretty easy as pie. Now we did this. Now we see we went to Terry. So we're going to go all the way down here. And now here we would pretty much do the same thing again. And we would capture it here. And then we would write here part 2, part 3, etc. if it's very, very long. So that's the challenge when you have these iframes because they are not being scrolled or not scrollable in this case. Now, if we look here, so here's another picture he commented on. And let's take a look where he is here. Proud of you, a bake, whatever that means. And while we're at it, we take this one too. FB, and then we write photo of Alice Baker. So FB photo of Alice Baker, and then write again Tim Hutton commented on. Tim Hutton commented on her picture. And for the fun of it, we have 100+ accounts, celebrity accounts that we could take a look at it, which we don't have the time for. But anyway, so let's take a look here. So we got this. Now, one that is always good, and I'm going to go back here now to the search because I was in the capture settings. Now I'm going to go back to search. I scroll down here. Let me take a look here. We can go by event invitations by year. Let's try this. 2016, if there's anything in there that we can find. There was actually one invitation. 50 people were interested in this. Now let's do another one. 2015. Oh shoot, this year does not even exist. And here we have a couple more. 6 people went. So for Sundays on the beach. So that might be something to look at. So who was invited and who went? So we have 6 went. And was Tim Hutton one of them? Nope. Interested? Tim Hutton was not interested, but invited. He was on the invite list. So these are all the people that have been invited here. We're going to get out of that now. So let's do, did we do 2017? Let's do 2017. Ah, okay, 2017. Now, we're not sharing this too much, this video, but it's my 10th birthday. Okay, 3 went, 9 are interested. Jennifer Brunetti, Justin Harari, and Laura, I can't say her last name, but let's go to the top again. Okay, these are the people that went. These are the people that were interested. And then, wow, these are all the people that were invited. So it's quite a lot of people that were invited. Okay, so, but as you can see, we found a couple of invitations. We go back again and see what else we see. We'll want to look, of course, for the smaller ones. So screening, looking for the jackalope. Now we did this. We looked at the invitations. Now let's look at posts by user. There were not many posts, but here you see them. It's usually updated photo, edit new photo, and then another one. Here, of course, you can click on this and then see who actually commented on, if this is somebody you're looking for. So post by users didn't give us a lot, actually. So post by user and keyword might get us something, but I don't know what we would put in there. Acting, probably that didn't work out. Film, oh my, not too lucky with it. So let's go to the next one, and here's everything he has hidden. But now we're going to go to a part that he probably doesn't have hidden. So we're going to go post commented on. Let's see if there's anything in there. There's nothing in there. And now let's see post tagged, if we find a lot there, or we might find nothing. And these are all the posts he has been tagged on. So it means all these people are most likely his friends. So we're looking through it, looking through it. So it's all the posts he has been tagged on. Okay, now we're going to do the next thing. We are going here to groups and take a look at groups. There's nothing there, which is interesting. And then coworkers, we probably won't be finding anything there. Like I said, I was right with that. Now, let's say if you want to have two people in there. So if you want to do common searches, we can do this too. So this is going to be between two users, searches Facebook for all user instances. So let's take a look here. We would have to look up a user ID again, but before we do this, we would have to find a person again. And now let's say photos off, maybe, or photos shared. So let's try to find the picture that we have. It was Mr. Redford, photos by user. No, that wasn't it. Now it's gonna take a little bit of time. Photos liked. I think it was photos liked. Here we go. So now we would look, let's see if they have any friends together. Jamie Redford 55, which is most likely Robert Redford's son maybe or something like that. Now we're going to go to, we take the username again. So I took out the username here. I went to this page, take the username. I'm going to go up here in the type of search. I go to look up user ID. I delete this. So I'm just going to mark it and just delete it. And then I put this username in there. I click start. Now I have both of them in there. Now I'm going to go back in type of search. I scroll down and I'm going to go to common. So common friends. They probably don't have any common friends, but maybe they do. Holy smokes, they have 58 common friends or mutual friends. So, and two of them are Amy Hobby and then Abra Podkin. So these are the two that we have there. So that was quite interesting. Now we could click on hers or on this one. So common friends. So we know this now. These are the common friends. Now common places. Do they go to any places together? Probably not here. Let's scroll down here. I know I'm doing this a little bit on the fast side. Common photos off. Since we saw all the photos, that's probably a no as well. So common videos commented on. Nope. So probably the only connection that we have is going to be the friendship. So friends, we found a common, and places we didn't, and pages liked. Let's try that. No, so the only common one we found with him is actually common friends. So, which was interesting again. Okay, now this is the part with search with Facebook. You can use some of the other ones. This is the newest version of Tomoko. It's not live yet, but it has some of these searches already in there too. So, but probably you're gonna use most of the time Facebook anyway, I would think. Again, you can surf anyway from here. And now I'm going to show you one more part. Down here is this little wheel. So if you have any issues, you can click on, for example, like audio settings. If you want to set up, you pick the microphone that you want to use and then also the webcam settings, which webcam you want to use. Down here, if you run into issues and you use a Windows PC, you just copy this here, put it in your search part, and then send us the log file over, and it should actually tell us what is going on with the account. Now I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to open up the browser again. So I'm going to go directly now to our dashboard for Tomoko Discovery. And our stuff is already in there. So again, going to go to the beginning just that you see it. Here's our case, Tim Hutton. Click on that. Now it's loading. So we only have one subject in here. But here now we have the evidence items. So pages liked. And we can pretty much scroll down and take a look here. And this looks just because I set my settings are different. That's why it looks so big. Evidence notes, they are going to be blocked, so you won't be able to change them. Here you have the signature. Here you have the live URL and the subject and the time, etc. You can make a direct export from here by just clicking on it. And now it's pretty much exporting the evidence directly to you for that one item. Or you can export the evidence here. Again, it's not the report. It's two different things. So we're going to export the evidence so that you can see how this is going to look like as well. And while it's doing that, we're going to start our report. So let's say we have to pretty much provide the report to our superior. So we click on Report Builder. And here we have the different sections in there, and we can change them. So let's say Overview. We don't want to do Overview. We want to call it something else. We click on it, and then we change it within the title. And we call it something else. And then we would just save it. So as simple as that. But I'm going to call it overview, of course. Overview, overview. And I'm going to save it again. And it's now the way it was. Let's say we want to add a section here. So public records. We're going to call this global watch list. Global watch list. And I save it. And you see it shows up here. Okay. Now I want to delete it. And I'm just going to say, okay, later on, oh, wow, I don't want the global watch list there. I click on it, and then I delete subsection, say yes, delete, and now it's gone. Now I decide, for example, I want the public records up here. And what I do is I click up. And then I'm going to go up here and say, hey, I wanted it right in the beginning. I click up and I click up. Now public records actually shows up in the beginning. Now let's say, wow, I want to get rid of everything here. I don't want this whole section at all. So I'm going to delete this whole section and do that, and the section is gone. Let's say I want to get rid of this section too, or I want to create a new section. I can do this, of course, as well too, by clicking down here. And I write just new section. And in this new section, I'm going to add a subcategory in there. My subcategory. Subcategory. Hopefully this is not one word. Who knows? It might be one word. It looks like it would be one word. Anyway, oh my, I should change this, right? Let me change this, and I'm changing it right now. So, oh gosh, it looks worse. Okay, then I say my category or category one. Category one. You can call it any way you want. Let's say we're going to put the watch list in here. Watch list goes in here, and now we have the watch list under here. Okay. Now what we would do is, or what we could do is we could add the information in there, but I want to get rid of everything here, just show you how it's going to look. So we're going to delete this. We're going to get rid of all of that stuff. And instead of overview, for quick facts, we changed that now to, let's just change it to screen captures or web captures. So we call it web captures. Okay, I save it. And now the overview, and I write quickly the overview up, and I say, this report shows the Facebook activity of Tim Hutton. Tim Hutton, an actor. Tim Hutton, the actor. Again, remember I'm from Germany and my English is awful. So I'm saving this here. Of course, you want to write a lot more, but I just had one line in there. Web captures. Now we want to put all this evidence in there. So there are two ways to do it, or actually one way only. We click here on Insert Evidence, and now we're just going to pick the items. If we have multiple subjects, so multiple people that we put it as subjects in there, then we can select from here. Right now we have only Tim Hutton in here. But it's important that if you look at multiple people, set them up as subjects, because then you can nicely divide it, and even by website. So here I could say, hey, I want just everything from Facebook or everything from CNN. But I'm going to have, okay, I have Tim Hutton in here. Of course, this is just going to be Tim Hutton. And let's say if I just want to have Facebook, I just click on Facebook. This is all from Facebook. You have to look at the space, usually the screen, and I'm going to show you this in a second. Down here, so you select what you want in there. External notes sometimes are probably the same or not. So whatever it is, you select here live link this, and then it goes in there. As you can see, some of these links are longer. This equals pretty much one page of the report. That's how I would see it. So if you write this whole thing is full, then at the bottom here, you have two ways. One is an overflow where it just flows into the second page, which I don't recommend, especially if it's a link. I don't like it, but a lot of people doing it and it doesn't look bad. But what I like more to do is put a page break in there, and then you're going to put the next one in there. So let's say, and especially with these pictures here, I'm going to put this one in here. And the pictures have these long URLs, and that's kind of like the reason for that. Now, when you have these shorter ones, here I can put 3 of them in here, because these are just traditional regular URLs. And I put this there, as you can see, click Save, and that's it. If I want to see really, did I screw this up? Does it look right? I can click Preview PDF. It will actually show me how it's going to look like, at least for that one section, the web capture section that we have in there. So waiting now, and here we go. And this is how it's going to look like. I don't want to have an empty page in here, so that's important. And sometimes you get this if you miss a space or stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Now people can just click on it here. So this is the Robert Redford post. I click on it and you see we're ending up at the Robert Redford post. We have everything in here what we needed, and it looks picture perfect. So very nicely done. So now I'm going to go back here and I say, okay, this is good, looking good. We're just going to close it down and that's it. And let's say this is our report. Of course, we want to put all the evidence in there. Now, for report, we can do a Word report. So I'm going to say, do you want to add any images to the Word report? No, I don't want to. It will add the images at the end to the report. And then we want to do the PDF. And that's the one that you're probably most likely going to share. So PDF, we can have one with images at the end or without. I'm clicking without. Otherwise, you're going to have all these images at the end as well. Now we did this. Here on top, it will send now an email to you and say, hey, your report is ready, all your evidence is ready, and then you're just going to go from there. That's kind of like what's going to happen. Now the next thing is, we're going to click on it here. When you see this red dot, the red dot that we saw a moment ago, you will be able to see what is happening actually. So here was one item was in there that was 6 minutes ago. What we're still waiting for the report. So the case export was successful. Now we download it, and that's the whole case export. Now if we click on it, we will find all of our information. We find here the metadata, which I double click on it. So here you have the data that you have in there, and then the evidence with the SHA-256 and everything. Now then we have the audit log. I keep saying audio log, but it's just an audit log, what we have actually done here. And then if we go in here, the Tim Hutton part, then we actually going to go here and we see what we have. So Tim Hutton, so we do the first one. This is going to give you this information here. Okay. And has the URL and everything in there. Now we're going to click into this one, and this one gives you now in this case it's 3 items because it was just one picture. So the metadata. So I'm opening this, and here you have all of your information. As you can see, a good amount that you have in there. You have the source code, you have everything in here. And then here you have the actual picture. And then here you have the regular source code. And then this is kind of like as a page how it looks like, as you can see here. And it's rendered already. So I'm going to put this down. So you got this now too. And I would say, if I haven't forgotten anything, oh, I've forgotten something. Now let's go back here because we also want to look, of course, at, we want to look at our reports. So there's another one coming up, download a report. So this is how the report actually is going to look like. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to actually save it here. Save it, Tim Hutton, and I put it on my desktop and I save it. And then I'm going to open it from here. Tim Hutton, here we go. This is our PDF report. And this is how it is going to look like. So here's in the beginning when you created the case, that's in here. Here you have the name of the person that did it. So here you have the email, the phone number, the website, I mean, the phone number and the email. And then on the bottom you have the same information. And then here's our overview that we had. And here's pretty much the evidence that we inserted. So it's a nice and clean report that they get as a PDF. They can print it out and they can click directly from the PDF and go to all of the different items as well. And this concludes our session for today. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know, okay? Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.